Hi, it's Kerry from Blows. I'm here to talk about the Bernina sergers today. This serger is so quiet, it sounds like a sewing machine. So those of you that have sergers, and most of you have them in your closets because that's what you tell me anyway, it's time to get them out. Start serging. And if you're not happy with what you have, you need to try this out. I want you to just listen to the sound of this machine. It is just like a sewing machine. It is so quiet. And it does such a beautiful job. It sews a little bit wider than most sergers. And what I love about it is it's just so smooth. So if you look at this, let's take off the cover here on the front, or the tray I should say. I love it because all your tools are right here. You've got everything you need right in the door. If you're serging or you're threading your serger, it shows you your guide here, 1, 2, 3, 4, how to thread it. It's really easy, and I'll be happy to show you anytime you want to stop by. But if you look at a serger, what it does is it has 2 loopers and 2 needles. Right now is the way I have it set up. So this is your upper looper here. This is your lower looper on the back. And this is your left and right needle. And you want your loopers to meet on the edge of the fabric, and you just want a nice seam. So this is very stretchy, and it gives for any type of a knit or lycra that you want to sew, or just seam finishing. So let's do that. Let me take out my little tool here. There's some great tools in here. And what is really nice is you can put this little guy right on your needle. Just scooch it up. And this is your tool to loosen the screw that holds the needle in. So we'll take that out. First, I'm going to cut my thread here so it doesn't resist. And you just remove your needle so it doesn't go flying into your sewing machine and then you can't find it, right? You don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is take off my left needle. And you always pull from the bottom. So let's put our foot up, pull it down. And I'm pulling the wrong needle here. Let's pull the other one. Okay, now we're going to have to thread that one. So you want to take the right thread out. I was taking out my right needle instead of my left. So now that I've got it threaded, I can just put my foot down, thread my needle, and sometimes when you're threading and you've got all this other stuff in the way, it's nice to have that tweezer, and you can just grab it and pull it back. Okay, so now we've got a 3 thread, right? 3 threads on the machine. I'm going to take that one off so it doesn't get confusing for you. And let's say you just want to seam finish your pants that you're going to hem. So here's just a 3 thread, and it'll just switch over really easily to your 3 thread. Listen to that quiet. And isn't the lighting fabulous on this machine? Love it. So there's your 3 thread. Now, let's say you wanted to do a rolled hem. A lot of you are scared to make napkins or do something fun like that. It's not hard. Not hard at all. All you have to do when you're ready to do a rolled hem is you pull this little guy forward. This is called the stitch finger, the stitch tongue. There's a couple different words for it. You pull it forward, tighten your lower looper to 7, and shorten your stitch length. And there's a box here with an R in it, and that means rolled hem. You can decide how heavy or tight you want your thread to be by just adjusting that. So away we go. So if you're doing a napkin, you want to do 2 sides, then flip it, do the other 2 sides, leave your tails, add some fray check to the corners, let it dry, and you are in business. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? There's the front, there's the back. So sergers are fun. You can do so many great things with it. You can gather. Here I have a sample of some gathering that was done on the serger, and attached it right to the top piece of fabric. You can add elastic. You can do little baby sheets. Really fun to do. There's a foot for that. It's called the elasticator foot. And then you can also get a product called woolly nylon. It's a real soft thread for the loopers if you're doing baby garments. It's a little nicer than doing just regular thread. A little nicer, a little softer. So making things on the serger is fun. You can do seam finishing. I made my shirt. So easy to do. And if you watch, or if you check out Linda Lee, the sewing workshop, she has some awesome tips on making and doing things with knits. Anything stretchy that you're having trouble with, she has some good tips on there. I've learned a lot from her. Also in the machine, she uses Isacord thread, which is our embroidery thread. And it comes in hundreds of colors. You can match your garment perfectly. It's a little higher quality thread, and you can actually construct your garments with Isacord. So if you have more questions about that, give me a call.